is the difference between a real estate investor that is active or a real estate investor that is passive?
As a single professional, I had debt and no savings after my divorce. I always wonder how I can start investing in real estate to secure my future. I studied programs that gave me all the benefits of investing in real estate. Some claim I could start with no money, but I could not find one that gave me the practical, actionable steps I needed. As a wealth advisor, I've met people that own real estate but weren't ahead financially. They were rich, but they weren't wealthy. Then I finally realized that there was one vital component missing that makes someone become wealthy or not. And on the show, I will reveal what I found and give you the step-by-step actions to start investing in real estate and increase your wealth. My name is Araceli. Let's get started.
Well, there's really two distinctions here. So you're going to become a real estate investor as active or a real estate investor passive. So let's explore both of these ways to go about investing in real estate. And as the name says, active, so you're going to be doing something, and passive, you're still going to be doing something, but not as much. Okay, so the first thing that I want to go back to is your financial health, because everything comes back to that. So the first thing is, if you do not work with a financial advisor or a wealth advisor, it might be a good idea for you to sit down and exactly know what your financial position is. And that is, first of all, is what your income is, what your assets are, what is your lifestyle cost, what is your debt to income ratio. Those things are very important, as well as your credit rating. You want to really know if you already own a property and you want to buy more property or just become a real estate investor in a passive way. The best way to start is by looking at your finances. And because most people want to just invest thinking that they're going to get more money and now they're going to organize themselves, but it just doesn't work that way. It's actually the opposite. You need to organize yourself before you can actually invest, because you need to know if it's for the long term, for the short term, what exactly is that you are trying to do here. Some people want to generate a passive income on a monthly basis. Some of them, they just want to invest, leave the money there, and then let it accumulate until they retire. So having a clear goal of what you want to accomplish with your real estate invested business or any real estate investing that you're going to be doing, you need to be very clear, and the best way is to be very clear about where your finances are. It's just like going on a trip. Now I particularly don't go anywhere if I don't have a GPS, especially if I've never been there. So this is the same thing. So if you want to get to the destination, in the most reasonable manner and the best possible way, maybe the shortest way, you need to know where you're starting. Because getting out in your car and just keep driving, hoping that you're going to get somewhere, it's probably not going to work. So that's how important it is to know exactly where you are, so you know what you need, how far you are from where you need to be. And that is to become a real estate investor. What is it? Because mostly it's a financial decision, right? To do all of these. So enough of that. If you already have, or you have an idea where your financial position is, then you're gonna have a couple things to think about. First of all, what assets you have available that might be able to help you buy another property or get some money to invest, depending on what you want to do. And the next thing, you also know what your credit rating is. So you already know that you have money, that you have secure employment, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else, but you are ready to invest. So now there's basically two ways to go about this, and you can become an active investor. And as an active investor, there's a few things that you're going to be doing. First of all, you're going to be the boss. That means that you're going to be responsible to do everything, absolutely everything that there is to do with your real estate investing business. So therefore, you're going to have a little bit more risk, right? Because now you're responsible to get all the financing in place. You're responsible to find the property, maybe set up a legal entity, talk to lawyers, talk to realtors, contractors. You are responsible for setting everything. So therefore, you have a bigger risk, especially if you're not doing this full time. So that's why becoming an active investor, you really have to think about, depending on your finances, your time commitments, all of that, if that's what you wish to do. So the next thing, if you decide to become an active investor, is that if everything goes well, guess what? Now you have the entire amount of profits is yours. But if something goes wrong, the same thing. All of the losses would be yours as well. Now, as I mentioned, you are responsible to get the property. So that is very time consuming. And you're gonna have a limit on the type of properties that you're gonna be able to get. So, for example, if you like to invest in a mall, you may not be able to, because that requires really large capital. So you might be able just to have single family homes or maybe a condos, things like that. And then also you're limited to the number of properties that you could get. So you're responsible to secure the financing, and in most cases it'll go into your own personal finances that you may have to secure it against your current property. The time commitment. So if you are working full time, it's going to take you a lot longer to do this if you are going to do everything yourself. And what I mean by that is you might not be able to do the contracting, but you still are responsible to find somebody that is going to do the renovations or repairs. If you're not experienced, it's going to take you a longer learning curve. So that means you're going to have to learn what type of properties you're looking for, the neighborhoods. Maybe you don't have the contacts like contractors or lawyers or realtors to do all of these transactions. So you're going to be learning as you go, but it's just going to take you a little longer. And the one thing that I really like is it's a lot of fun, at least for me, because I like doing it. I like renovating, I like decorating, and I like coordinating things. So that is something that I enjoy doing, and I believe that the majority of real estate investors that are active doing their own deals, they enjoy doing it. It is a lot of fun. As an active investor, there's basically two major things that you can do. You can do a buy and hold, which is a rental property, or you can have a buy and sell, which is a fix and flip. So those are the two things that you will be able to do as an active investor. So get a property, get a tenant, and get some passive income every month. Or you can just buy a fixer-upper, repair it, and sell it for a profit. That's what active real estate investing looks like. So if you decide to be a passive investor, let's take a look at what would be your role. So first of all, there is no effort involved. And I'm just gonna really explain what that means. There is still effort to do it, but you're not gonna do it actively. So you're gonna make sure that you're gonna do due diligence on the company that you're investing. And that company is the one that is gonna be looking for the properties, is gonna be looking for the financing, everything else. So you're just gonna hand your money and give it to them, and they're gonna be doing it. You're still responsible for managing them, and not managing them, but at least do the due diligence that is required to know that that company is actually gonna take care of your money and is gonna invest it properly to give you the rate of return that you're looking for. So as you're not gonna be being active in the business, therefore you're not going to be finding them property. And now, and overall, you're risk is going to be lower, because the majority of times people invest a little bit less money than you are buying an entire property. And so in that regards, then you're going to have access to a wider range of properties. So that means if you're buying a piece of each one of those deals, you may be able to invest a little portion into the mall instead of buying the entire mall. But on the same token, you're gonna have a little bit less return. The reason is because now you have active people dedicated to this journey and dedicated to make sure that the deal happens. You know, you have realtors, you have project managers that are going to be coordinating this, people that are looking for the property, then securing the financing. So there is fees involved, and therefore your return is going to be a little bit lower than if you were investing and doing the entire transaction yourself, because, you know, obviously they have to get paid. So how can you become a passive investor? So it would look like this. So you could be a money partner. So that means you actually partner with somebody that is actively doing it, whether you don't have the time or you just don't understand real estate, but you like the returns. So that person will be taking care of all the day-to-day. They will be looking for the property. They will take care of the financing. And then you're just going to be there providing the money. And then at the end of the transaction, then you're going to probably split 50% of the profits. You can also buy REITs, and REITs is REITs. So that stands for Real Estate Investment Trust. And the way that you think about it is just think about it as a mutual fund. You're actually buying shares of a project that is going on, and it is in real estate. So you do the same thing. It's fairly liquid, so you can just sell the shares and then you get your money out. So that's another way to do it, just going into the stock market and buy REITs. Another way to be a passive investor is to private real estate funds. So that means you are putting your money into a pool, so that money is going to fund some private deals. And mostly this is done through a mortgage broker. And the other thing is you can invest in crowdfunding. This is usually for large projects when you have an experienced real estate investor or a developer that identifies an attractive opportunity. Maybe they found a warehouse that it might be better off being office rentals. So then what they do is, if they don't have enough money, what they do is they go there and ask investors to join it as a portion of the shares, which is called crowdfunding. And that's how you can become a passive investor. So just remember, passive investor doesn't mean completely passive. You still have to do the due diligence in all of the companies that you're going to be putting your money into. But the reason that it's called passive is because you're not actually looking for the real estate deals. Somebody else is doing it for you. So I hope this clarifies what an active investor is and what a passive investor is. And maybe you're making a decision. So what are you going to be, an active or a passive investor? Let me know. Thank you for being here on the show. Please remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified when there are more shows available. And if you would like to have more information on how to start investing in real estate, please visit my website at www.aracelihernandez.com. Thank you.